Perfect. E, I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. First off, I hope recovery from the neck injury is going well. How you feeling physically, mentally, and all that stuff.
No, I feel great. Honestly, I feel really good. Really thankful. And I'm glad you brought up the mental part. I think a lot of times, especially as someone who's dealt with, unfortunately, many injuries throughout my life, I think the mental side for athletes can definitely be the hardest part. And I've really been fortunate to have been in a great place mentally. Like the entire time, really been in a great place. And honestly, a lot of that is due to the community I have around me that has been so supportive, from my family, from friends, from fans, just the outpouring of love. And man, it's not even just like the day of or the week of breaking my neck. It's been consistent. I've had so many people send me DMs, tweets, and just either asking how I'm doing or sending well wishes. And honestly, that means a lot, and I really appreciate it. And even for people like Ali sent me a Lego set, a Seinfeld Lego set. I got so many Seinfeld related things, and I love that this silly obsession with my favorite sitcom is something that people know about and send me stuff. So I had a ton of things to do, especially when I was in a neck brace and was, I couldn't really do a whole lot as far as I wasn't traveling much. I had so many people just send me books, and I also talk about meditation. So the two things I got were a ton of stuff on meditation, a bunch of books, and also a lot of Seinfeld stuff. So that definitely was appreciated. So yeah, and physically, I've had really no issues at all. I was in the gym working out 2 weeks after breaking my neck, and I've consistently been in the gym. I have no issues with mobility, with strength. I had no nerve pain. I consider myself really fortunate and blessed. So I'm really in a great place physically and mentally.
That's awesome. That's amazing to hear. My next question, I was going to say, New Day is all about the power positivity, and clearly that hasn't affected you. Like you are staying very positive, like you said, with the support system and the Lego sets and all that kind of fun stuff like that. So I didn't know that about Seinfeld. That's awesome. I'm a big Seinfeld fan too. What's your favorite episode?
Ooh, man, it's difficult to pick one, but every December 23rd, which is Festivus, I have to watch The Strike, season 9, episode 10. And it's great. It's not just the Festivus episode, but it's also the one where Kramer goes to work at H&H Bagels. So there's that stuff really good. Elaine with the Schwitz, it's there's a lot of good stuff in that episode. Wait, no, that's not the Schwitz episode, is it? No. Sorry. Anyways, the H&H Bagel one.
The Festivus. Yeah.
It's the Festivus episode. Oh, it's the one too where Jerry dates the Two-Face as well.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
so, there's so
Sorry.
many little wrinkles in every episode, right?
Yeah.
Story
Exactly,
lines.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's I don't. It's so hard to pick a favorite. I was just binging, but if forced to pick one, let's go with The Strike.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, I think mine are like the contest. I think the U.S. Open episode is a really good one too. I'll always watch that. Every summer leading to the tournament. Since I'm based in New York, it always gets me in a good
I love
mood,
that.
I avoid eating the ice cream
Yes.
sundae.
So yeah, we got to go to the Australian Open. We were out in Australia doing media. Me, Kofi, and Woods. And that I really was. I kind of wanted to get an ice cream sundae just to hopefully recreate the visual of the sundae just dripping down my face. But unfortunately, didn't get that chance.
Well, again, U.S. Open. Summer's going to be here sooner than later, so you certainly got an opportunity in a couple months to do that.
True. True.
We're talking about eating and snacks and ice cream and all that fun stuff like that. And I know you're working with Snickers here and got some new spots, and then just talk about what it's like working with those guys and some of the spots. I know you've done some stuff with New Day and them, and obviously they've been a presenting sponsor of WrestleMania for I think 8 years now. It will be this weekend. So just talk about that relationship.
Yeah, Snickers has been amazing, and like you said, it's been 8 years as the sponsor of WrestleMania, and the second year of co-promoting with WWE 2K. And Snickers has really been amazing, and so obviously WrestleMania at SoFi, April 1st, April 2nd in Los Angeles, and Snickers has truly been amazing to work with. And honestly, before, after, or during WrestleMania, when you're in need and feeling a little out of sorts, what better thing to grab than a Snickers? I
Right.
really don't. That's the answer. I think it's a Snickers. That's the best thing you
That's
can
it.
grab.
That's it. You
That's
just
it.
playing with Seinfeld Legos, watching it on Netflix. eating some Snickers,
Eating
right?
Snickers. That's it.
That's it. That's the recovery. That's the
That's
recovery.
it. Yes, yeah. The doctor prescribed that actually, so spot on.
Exactly. Perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
Dr. Snickers, Dr. Candy Bar.
Yes.
Speaking with recovery, and like you said, you have such a great support system from friends and family. And I know Kofi is unfortunately injured as well. So, within the New Day family, how are you guys kind of helping each other out, dealing with these injuries and hopefully getting back to the ring, soon?
Yeah, we're good. We check in on each other all the time, and that's the thing I really love is these guys aren't like work friends. You know, they're not guys that when we're done with our careers, we'll just go about our separate ways and never check in with each other. Like we truly, there's a real brotherhood and a real love for each other, and after 9 years not being sick of each other, that's rare in wrestling. To most tag teams, it's after that much time, it's done, done with this guy. But that's the thing I really love is real community. So we always check in on each other, always make each other laugh. We're always, the group text is always popping. So yeah, unfortunately Kofi he wasn't really in a position even to travel out here just because he's fresh off of surgery. But thankfully, the surgery is not one that will keep him out too long. So hopefully he'll be back soon. Kofi's really just been one of the most resilient talent that I can think of. About 15 years in the main roster and hasn't missed much time at all throughout his career. So yeah, that's the thing that we always have each other's backs. We always check in on each other. And Kofi and Woods, I really couldn't respect those guys and have any more love for those guys. They're truly the best.
I love it. I love it. Obviously, knowing, you're hopefully coming back to the ring soon. Kofi's coming back to the ring. What's next for New Day? Like where do you guys kind of go from here? Are there any kind of, certain storylines, rivalries, dream matchups that maybe that you got your eyes on, knowing like you're itching to get back into the ring?
Yeah, I think the cool thing right now is while I was out, I realized, man, there's so many new factions right now. Even, we've done stuff with the Usos before, but we've never really had all three of us up ready and healthy and up against the bloodline or even Imperium. There's so many opportunities to do those things. I know we all have singles goals as well. I'd love to see Woods get a crack at making his way up the ladder and becoming a true single star. I think he deserves that. I think he's honestly, even as long as he's been in WWE, as much as he's done in his career, somehow still I think one of the most underrated guys in the company. I think he's an incredible talent, and I'd love to see him really truly get a run. But I also think about the ability to have some faction wars. I think that'd be a lot of fun is to be in some battles with some of these factions. So there's so many opportunities for us. I think the cool thing with our job is, you can do things as a singles, as a tag team, as a trio. There's so many different ways to go, but we hope to break new ground. We've done a lot of things, held a lot of tag team titles, and I'm not saying I'd be against holding tag team championships again by any means, but we'd love to find some new challenges, to conquer some new things. So yeah, it's been nice to see an influx of talent since I've been out on the main roster because there's some new people to get in the ring with.
I was going to say, what's that been like for you sitting back, obviously going through your recovery, dealing with all that mentally, physically, emotionally, like we were talking about, and then seeing, some of the new talents, some of the new factions forming, like what storylines or superstars are you kind of, got your eyes on? You mentioned the bloodline before as well.
Yeah. I think obviously, the blood. Everyone talks about the bloodline, and rightfully so. Even seeing someone like Solo Sikoa, seeing him step up, and you always wonder when someone goes from NXT to the main roster, are the lights going to be too bright for him? And they're not. They're clearly not. So seeing him step up has really been amazing. I also too, even looking at NXT, man, you look at someone like Sol Ruka. Man, what a talent! She is just someone who screams future superstars. She's already a superstar, but on an even grander level. So yeah, it's I feel like in many ways the future is in really good hands. Even just seeing like Rhea Ripley, I love seeing her. She's someone who when I was actively on the road, I always thought, man, she needs to be doing more. She needs to be in a bigger spot because she is that level of a talent. And I feel like she's now getting there. So getting this big singles opportunity, this moment at WrestleMania, like I think it's time for her to take even like a bigger step up because she deserves it and she's that level of talent. So I think that's the great thing is you always, if you really love this business, You don't just worry about your own career and where you're at. You also worry about the health of the business and who's next down the pipe, who's coming up, who is going to be the one to headline WrestleMania for the next 5, 10 years. And it's been great to see this youth movement. And I think we have several talent who are ready to take that next step and really carry the company.
That's awesome. I love it. And I know just from like a business standpoint too, it seems WWE is hotter than ever. Every time I see something, it's, the highest ticketing and gate and merchandise and Phoenix or Calgary or wherever, that you guys end up going. So just talk about that and the popularity of WWE and maybe like what some of the factors are. Is it storylines? Is it that kind of next generation kind of coming in and making a name for themselves, or, a combination of everything? Just how excited are you to be a part of that?
No, it's definitely a good thing, man. And I think it's like you alluded to. I think it is a combination of many things. I think having Cody come in and have the kind of run he's had has really been great. I think there's a new level of excitement there because, sometimes when you're putting on episodic television, we're doing this 52 weeks a year with no break every single week. I think sometimes you can kind of get in, you can have some plateaus with talent, creatively, and I feel like this year it feels like there's been a push through of those plateaus, seeing some new guys at the top, and I'm always just a fan of that. I'd love to see new guys at the top. I'd love to see someone like Carmelo come in. I'd love to see a Braun Breaker come to the main roster and become a mainstay. And I think that's just good for what we do for our industry, and I think even just the health of the industry overall. Looking at pro wrestling, looking at sports entertainment, whatever term you want to use, even beyond our company. I think it's in a really healthy spot. And I think competition is good. I think it breeds a certain, people are fired up. People want to we want to have the best show. We want to connect with fans in a way that no one else is connecting with fans. And everyone should be elevated because of that. And I think that that's an element as well. When you have other people pushing you, you have other talent who are doing incredible things. I want to be the one that's spoken about every single week. I want to be the one whose name is trending because they had the best match or the best promo or engage people in a certain way. So I think that level of hunger, that level of competition that exists, I think that also was a good thing for our industry. And I think people are realizing hey, if you want to stand out, you can't just rest on your laurels. You can't just rest on those things. You have to keep getting better. You have to keep adding things to your game. You have to keep finding ways to reinvent yourself. So I think all those things have added a certain creative energy and excitement that I think has been good for the business.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree, right? It's iron sharpens iron, a rising tide lifts all boats. It's that kind of mentality of, everyone's going to benefit from the competition, from people pushing people, whether it's, certain promotions or even within the same promotion. So I definitely feel that. And I know our time is coming short here soon. When are we going to see you back in the ring? We're obviously excited to have you back. I know there's been some speculation, oh, he's coming back for WrestleMania and all that kind of stuff like that. So any updates in terms of, from the doctors, from your, health perspective, when we'll see you back there?
Yeah, so right now the plan is after WrestleMania, I'll go back home, and the first week of April, we'll finally get those scans for the 1 year mark, and then we'll just sit down with the doctors and see what they think and what they advise, and move on from there. I think the great thing is right now I feel amazing. I have no issues with pain, with strength. I've been in the gym consistently. I feel great. So that's the biggest thing is I just want to take things. It's a cliche, but one day at a time. But truly being present and just saying hey, this is the next hurdle. The next hurdle is getting those scans, seeing what the doctors think, and then moving on from there. But yeah, that's the pathway, that's the plan, and I just want to focus on the things I can control, and the things I can't, let them go. So that's where we're at right now. We should definitely know more in about a week or so.
Awesome. Well, we're all excited to have you back, hopefully sooner than later. So, knock on wood, best of luck with all those scans. And like I said, hopefully we'll see you in the ring very shortly.
Beautiful. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks a lot. Enjoy WrestleMania.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Bye bye. Thanks.
Thank you.